Everything's been fabricated. It's like pigeon babies. Ooh. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. We are getting to that time of the year, you know? It's getting close to Christmas. And the thing is I love Japanese food. As you know, my main channel revolves around Japanese food, but we are not looking at Japanese food. Because I'll tell you why. Well, when it comes to Christmas and Japan, they do have some Christmas stuff. They do celebrate Christmas in their own way. Of course, the most popular thing that a lot of people should know by now is that one way of celebrating Christmas over there is having a KFC. I think we're going to start looking at the occasional Christmas thing in the UK in between my usual Japanese noodly life that I live. But what we got today, and it's because, quite frankly, I do love Christmas. I love Christmas a lot. And the main reason I love Christmas is because you get the awesome foods like the mini sausage rolls, the Yule log. Oh, I'll be definitely having a Yule log after all those bad boys. And obviously you've got lots of things like clementines and turkey, and all that goodness. But what we're looking at today is one of the tried and true amazing things that we have invented. It is the great British mince pie. So yes, it is the mince pies. So we have got two brands today. We have got the Tesco's ones, and we've got Mr. Kipling. Oh, Mr. Kipling, how I know you. The typical foods to make you feel a bit more posh in this world. Because we can't afford the Marks and Spencer stuff or even the higher the Waitrose stuff, we move on to the Mr. Kipling. And did we ever buy it at full price? Absolutely not. We got this on offer early November, so it cost us £1 for the Mr. Kipling's mince pies. But I did start to wonder to myself, you know me, I like to chat before I get into this. So I did wonder to myself, what does Mr. Kipling actually look like? I've never actually thought about it before. Is he actually a real person? So I did a bit of Googling, found out we got this fellow here, this lovely Mr. Gentleman, who they say is exceedingly racist. I've not really looked into it. He's not actually a real person. Apparently, the Mr. Kipling brand was based upon just a sort of give it that family wholesome name, like I imagine like Aunt Bessie, but I don't even know if Aunt Bessie was a real person. Who knows? Everything's been fabricated. It's like pigeon babies. By the way, pigeon babies. The whole reason I say pigeon babies, when is the last, you know, in the UK, we see pigeons all the time. When's the last time you actually saw a pigeon baby? I don't even know what they look like. I'm not Googling it because I want it to remain a mystery for me for my whole life. And one day I'll bump into a nest with a pigeon baby and it'll just scare me. Maybe rats are, no, we're going to go to that. Anyway, we're looking at minced pies. So if you know me, I love a mince pie. They are fantastic. I'm not going to say which one's better. Shall I tell you? Okay, let me just get it straight away. I'm not one of these people. I'm not going to review each mince pie. It's not going to be like, oh, this one's better than this one. It's got a more buttery crust. No, absolutely not. We've actually come here just to say, are they both just as good as each other? They probably are. I'll tell you what, this is the one thing with mince pies. I've never had a bad mince pie. Generally, I've never had a bad mince pie. Even when people home make them, which a lot of people don't know how to make things properly, they still manage to pull it off and make a good mince pie because mincemeat has quite a pungent flavour with a buttery crust, and it's just overall a good thing. I've never had a bad mince pie. The only thing that can ruin it or make it better would be whether it's got powdered sugar or the encrusted, thicker sugar. So that'd be interesting. The amount of calories though, that might sway people's opinions. And I can tell you, per mince pie, Mr. Kipling wins this. Obviously, he probably puts a lot more butter in there. But the Tesco's one, these comes with like less packaging. That's interesting. It does look much smaller. It looks a lot more sustainable. So if you're into all that malarkey, I shouldn't really call it malarkey. If you're into all that, then yeah, that's a good thing. Anyway, let's crack these open. I just want a mince pie. That's the whole idea of today. I just want mince pie. I keep seeing them, we start seeing mince pies like mid-October, maybe sometimes early October, which is fantastic. Don't know why, they probably do them all year round. I just probably never notice them. Maybe there's like a one dark aisle where it's like, for the Christmas lovers of mince pie, you can still buy me here. But who knows? Anyway, let's crack this bad boy open. We're going to start with the Tesco's ones. Why? Because they're cheaper. They cost 87p each. I also bought myself some cherry bakewells. I absolutely love cherry bakewells, and they are 75p each. So let's have a look at these bad boys. All right, hey, here we go. Oh, look at it. I shouldn't get them all out because, but you get 6 in a pack. You can't get much more value than that. It has a lovely little star on it. How beautiful. Honestly, I don't give a rat's ass. You can give me a flat, straight one. I don't care. As long as it tastes like a mince pie, which I'm sure these will do. They're in their normal foil packaging, which is great. And oh my Lord, I get too excited over these. They smell like pastry. These they're a good I swear they're smaller. Either that or my hands are getting bigger. But I have little hands. Seriously, I'm not designed to play piano. I don't play piano anyway. But honestly, I've got like the smallest hands ever. And these look really small to me. I don't know. Have they got smaller? I know a lot of shops always decrease in sizes of things. Everyone knows this is the whole Freddo conspiracy. But do they taste any good? I should have a plate right now. Here I got my plate, and I got my mince pie. I'm gonna take it out with the foil. There we go. Mince pie achieved. So yeah, mince pies are very traditional British things that we love to eat year on, year out. You do have the haters out there who don't like mince pies, but I'm one of the people, I think there's very few foods in this world that I actually dislike. Most things I always find a love for. I think one of the big common ones at Christmas that a lot of people don't like is either Christmas cake or it is Christmas pudding. I love Christmas pudding. I'm one of those, you know, the good old brandy custard all my life that just it's moist, but I absolutely love it. A lot of people don't like it because they find it really stodgy, and it's Christmas pudding. It's fantastic, but we're looking at mince pies. Are these fantastic? Let's give these a go. Get in my belly. I did say I'm not going to go through the whole review process of this, but I don't know what's happened. Maybe it's been a while since I've had one. Yeah, it's been a whole year, but it looks half filled. It really looks half filled. I'm like, where's the rest of the filling? The taste, it tastes like a mince pie. I mean, you can't argue that. I mean, mincemeat is a very, very, yeah, normal flavour. I've never had, I guess sometimes with the mincemeat, you do get bits of like, you know, like the orange peel and stuff like that inside it. It doesn't seem to have anything like that in it. It's just normal mincemeat inside this one. It tastes really good. It is a good mince pie. Could I eat the whole pack of 6 myself? Absolutely. Cup of tea, absolutely fantastic. I should have had a cup of tea right now. I'm too lazy at this point. I just want to eat this bad boy. Do I feel excuse me. Do I feel disgruntled for buying this for this price? Absolutely not. You can't get much better value than that. It's under a quid, makes me happy. It tastes delicious, makes me happy. Could be filled more, absolutely. But how the Mr. Kipling's going to compare to this? Anyway, let's move on. Nothing makes me happier than Mr. Kipling. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. I was brought up with eating, you know, the French fancies and all that sort of stuff. You know, the little sort of yellow, brown, and pink ones with all the little icing on it and all the filling. They were fantastic. I'll probably have time on my lip there. You had the Battenberg. I love Battenberg. Absolutely love marzipan. A lot of people hate that one as well. But we're looking at the mince pie ones for these. And these, yeah, they look fancier. They look fancier than the Tesco's ones. But the way I see this, and this is where my whole mindset of like value for money and stuff like that comes into place. If you look at these ones, they got a full top on it. If you look at these ones, they're cutting costs by having little holes in it. No, absolutely not. This looks much taller. The pastry looks much thicker on these bad boys. And you got the exposed mincemeat, which some people like that whole sort of thing. Oh, he does look like a beastie boy. Crumbs all over my legs. Lord have mercy. Right, okay, here we go. The filling looks different. I mean, in the end of the day, I'll tell you this now. Take this out of the packaging. It's gonna taste like mince pie. I think there's very few things that can like make a mince pie much different than another mince pie, and that is usually if they put additional extras within the mincemeat. If not, it's gonna taste the same. It's always gonna have that buttery crust. It's always gonna have that sugar on it. It's always gonna have the mincemeat flavour. But how does this one go? This one looks packed to the brim, and it does have a really pretty design if you're into all that sort of stuff. Anyway, let's try this bad boy. Itadakimasu. I think this one's got the orange peel in. It does indeed. It has the candied orange inside it. I thought so. So yeah, this one does actually taste slightly different. I'll talk bullshit the whole time. So yeah, this one does have the candied orange in it. It's hard to get a view of this bad boy, but you can see a strand just standing up there. It does taste like orange. It does overwhelm the original mincemeat flavour, so you do get more of an orangey mincemeat rather than the traditional tasting one. I'm one of these people. It does taste like a mince pie. It tastes like an orange mince pie. That's the thing. When you put the orange in it, it does kind of sort of sway more to that orangey taste rather than the actual mincemeat taste. So I probably am more in favour of the Tesco's ones. But I can tell you something, these are a lot thicker. These are a bigger bite. These, I think if you ate all 6 of these, you'll feel a bit like, afterwards you'll be feeling like Father Christmas himself over there with a mince pie. Let's try and buy this bad boy. I've made my decision. I didn't think I was going to do this. I said to the beginning that I'm not going to sort of sway, say, you should get this one or this one. I think the Tesco one's better. I like the Mr. Kipling one, but the butteriness on that mince pie is so much better on the Tesco one. I mean, like, ridiculous. I've never actually sat there with two brands. Either way, I'd eat both of them. They're both fantastic. The way I would see it is get whichever one's cheaper. If you prefer more the orangey style one, obviously Mr. Kipling ones there have that covered. They have that orange peel inside. Always check the ingredients with it. I think that's a massive thing because I think, as I said, with different brands they do put some different stuff in the mince pies. But these ones they have filled with spiced mincemeat made with sultanas, currants, and raisins. Whereas the other one, it doesn't say specifically on the front of the box that it has that oranginess on it. I think Mr. Kipling could be a bit more open with that. It says deliciously rich and fruit mincemeat in buttery pastry. I think Tesco's done that really well, actually. I think just putting that basic, what it's filled with inside of it. Because I mean, like, from the surface, I'd like to go, oh, this one's got that orange in it. That's what I fancy. I think that's a good one. Let's go for that. Either way, you're not going to be disappointed. Both of them, cap of tea, jobs are good, and Christmas is done this year. We're happy. But there's many more Christmas things to come. Anyway, people, thanks so much for tuning in. We got a lot of cutting to do in this one. I just realised it's longer than I thought it was going to be. Ooh, I talk way too much. But I'll catch you again soon. We'll be focusing back on Japan next week. But I just wanted to insert this one to keep things spicy. Just a lot more mince pies. Anyway, take it easy. Bye.